A nationwide strike by the University Teachers Association of Ghana is still imminent as all its branches make progress with emergency meetings, informed by the lack of progress in negotiations with government. On 5th October 2022, 4 labor unions in the public universities declared their intention to embark on a never-before-seen strike beginning Thursday, October 13. Now, according to leadership of the unions, the declaration gives the employer and all stakeholders of tertiary education in Ghana one crucial week to reverse the directive that seeks to negatively compromise the conditions of service of university workers. In all correspondences, UTAG noted that it had not received any response from the employer. Consequently, it called on the executives of all its branches as a matter of urgency to hold emergency meetings on their concerns and status of negotiations, and also report back to the National Secretariat not later than Monday, October 10, 2022. So the National Executive Committee of UTAG will subsequently meet on Tuesday, 11th October, to deliberate on the resolutions so passed from member campuses for consideration and action. So joining us for a conversation is Professor Solomon Nunu. He's the National President of UTAG. Prof, good evening and thank you for your time on Newsnight.
Good evening and thank you for having me.
Great. So bring us up to speed on your demands and fallout from your engagement with government. I realize you've not been particularly pleased about it.
Okay, so the issues at stake have to do with issues related to our fuel allowances. So normally, whenever we government determines the rate for fuel, it affects 3 main allowances. One is the fuel allowance, which is the main one, and it's normally assigned to office holders. And we also have what we call the off-campus allowance, which is a committance allowance for persons living outside the university vicinity. And the last one is the vehicle maintenance allowance. Unfortunately, this year, when this rate was determined, government decided that they wouldn't let it affect the off-campus allowance and the vehicle maintenance allowance, and that is what has actually caused this seeming disaffection towards government for this particular issue.
Okay, so Prof, branches of your union have been meeting this week. What progress has been made and what feedback can you give us?
In terms of feedback, it's early days yet because as you rightly read in the letters, we'll meet on Tuesday to collate views from the various branches on the way forward. So at this point, we are briefing members on what has transpired so far, so that from there we can take their views and to be able to advise ourselves on what to do in the coming days.
Okay, so tell us, what scenarios are likely to play out at your meeting on Tuesday?
On Tuesday, basically, like I said, we are going to collate views from the 15 member campuses. So the various campuses, as they've met, so decisions normally will range between what to do beyond the engagement with government. If government goes ahead to provide all that we are requiring for, it means everything is perfect and all does go to sleep. However, if that is not the case, and then government decides that no, the status quo as they want to prevail will have to prevail, then in that case, we also will have to look at the views from members as to what do we do next. You know, always we say that no union is interested in striking because in terms of teachers, anytime we do strike, or university workers for that matter, the work waits for us. We will still come back and get the work done. So it is not the ideal thing for us to consider doing at any point in time. But when push comes to shove, then that may be a consideration. That one, the members normally will decide what we do at that point.
All right, we are grateful